But yeah. So what we want to do here, the issue we're trying to solve is creating or having a web server that can respond to Warpcaster with these specific documents, those small snippets that we were looking at earlier. So what was it? Cookie something or other order? Yeah. So these right here, we basically this is all we need. We need a way for Warpcaster to be able to read this little bit here from our server. I'll probably even steal this. Like we can totally just embed this in our first frame or whatever. It's pretty cool. So yeah, this is all we need. We need a way to render this little bit of HTML here. And if you have an HTML file on your computer itself, that works great if you pull it up in the browser, but it doesn't let anyone else look at it. It's just like what we call client side. So we need to get our code onto a server. Um, I don't know what the best way to do that for most folks is going to be. We can kind of look at that. Uh, I'll show you where I would deploy it. I intended on deploying mine to Railway. Railway is awesome, but we'll look into that. But yeah, so we have this model here where the whenever you include the link to your website, Warpcast is going to like parse it and look for these meta tags, and then that's how we're going to get the frames with the buttons like we were looking at before. Let me go ahead and grab the docs here. This is the developer docs. They have them in Notion for what you need to do. A lot of it's kind of what we've already talked about. The meta properties that we were looking at, the images, buttons, our magic requirement here for the vNext, all those good stuff, for all that stuff we were looking at before. And it even tells you, this is literally all you need to create a frame. It's incredibly simple. And we're going to look at how to get our server to send this back, essentially. What this is just it's a regular, string. There's some basic data types in JavaScript, numbers, booleans, which just mean true or false, numbers, and strings. So this one, a string is just a bunch of text, and then your browser knows to render this. Well, in this case, I guess Warpcaster knows to render this as a frame based on all that. So we're gonna get our code together to give us a server that'll render this whenever Warpcaster makes a request to us to get this information. And yeah, that's really the gist of it. So we're going to touch on, a little bit of server side stuff. I don't think we'll be doing anything with Next or React. There's really no reason to. There's no front end, as it were. Your front end, it's funny, we like to meme about front ends, but the front end for your code is built into Warpcaster, like we were looking at before. So we just want to send, when Warpcaster pings our server, we just want to respond with something like this or something like this, because this is the entirety of the response from this person's server. I don't think there's anything else that got sent down over the wire from the server. Yeah, literally this one document. I'm in the DevTools in Chrome, and we can see here on the network tab that the only thing that this website did was send us this one document. And this is my dark mode and stuff like that, so don't worry about it. There's no styling or anything. It's just this markup for the frame. And that's basically what we're going to do. So we need a server. There are a lot of choices as far as Node.js and JavaScript and servers. I have one that I really like called Hono. It's a nice word, I think it means fire or something like that. In a non-English language, I don't know. Very uneducated, uncultured American. Oh, no, it means flame in Japanese. There you go.
Oh, it
So
sounds fancy.
yes, I like this because, if you've done server-side JavaScript before, you're probably familiar with things like Express, maybe Fastify. Express is old and slow. Fastify is a bit complicated for this approach that I want to do. So Hono is really simple. There's a bunch of other developer considerations that make it really awesome. A short list of those are you can run it on the edge, which just means you can put your server really close to an end user, if that makes sense.
Yep.
It'll run anywhere. It'll run, Cloudflare, it'll even run on Vercel. So if you already have a Vercel account, you may have to do some different configuration, and maybe we can look that. That may be the simplest way. I know a lot of folks are familiar with it, so we can look at that. You can run in Dino. Basically, anywhere that you can ship JavaScript code, this runtime will work. This server will work. So let me make it a little bit bigger. So we need to install this dependency in our package. To keep it simple, we're just going to use if you're on the website here, actually, like that too. Where's Discord? So we're going to go to that link right there and then click on the getting started. And when you have the getting started open on the drop down, I guess I could have just linked to that directly. You want to click on the Node.js option and just kind of follow along. But we'll go through it here. Oh, this has you creating the app this way. Interesting. Let me figure out what we need to do then. I think I did use the starter last time, but that's fine. Yep, cool. So we can just do npm install Hono. So from your terminal in VS Code, just do it like that. From your terminal in VS Code, you go npm I for install, or you can type out install if you're so inclined, and then just Hono, Hono, and that'll get everything we need to set up a server, which is really awesome. It's pretty straightforward. Well, I'm sorry,
Oh
I shouldn't say
wow. So that's
that.
that's
But
kind of that's kind of crazy. So this Hono just it like automatically just knows. So like what if I don't know, like what if someone misspelled something and did like uh HOJO whatever and that was like a whole different like thing. They would just install something without knowing.
yes,
Okay.
potentially,
Okay.
potentially. So if I have misspelled, and malicious people will do stuff like that. So yes, you could in fact install the wrong dependency if you go npm install a package name that actually exists.
Yeah, okay.
So
That's
yeah,
interesting.
it doesn't look like there's anything called Hojo specifically, but there is something pretty close. So I mean, it is possible that you could do that. But yeah, if that package exists on npm and you type it in there, it will install it, whether that's what you meant to do or not.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, we got Hono. We're good.
Yep. And then we can jump back to the docs here. So we have our little hello world example that we can look at. Let me just go back to the terminal here. So status. Cool. Yep, that's it. So what we want to do is go to, so this is back. You guys will be in VS Code. You want to go, I'm getting tempted to just do this in VS Code, but I just work in my terminal. So in VS Code, you'll go to your source directory and then you want to pull up the main.ts file. And
Is
this is where
sorry, when you say the source directory, I have
SRC.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my fault. Sorry about
Yep.
that. All right. So uh, delete that. Okay, cool. So this right now is just a turbo basic make Node.js print the term or the words hello world to your console, but you still need a way to do that. So if you're looking in VS Code, you can open your terminal again down here at the bottom, and then what we'll do right here, whoa, way too big. What we'll do in our terminal is type in npm because we want to run a script with our package manager, and type in run, and then space between npm and run, and then space again. So we tell npm which command that we want it to run a command, and then we tell it which command we want it to run. So in this case, that's dev. It does a bunch of stuff for you. Again, that's it all being set up properly. And then you should get hello world in your terminal. That's how you know you've got Node set up correctly and that you've cloned the project right.
All right, we're good.
Nice. Anyone else have any issues, need any help, have any questions, anything along those lines? Welcome the folks who joined after the fact. If you need me to catch you up, let me know. Hi, Mike, glad to see y'all. A lot even rolled in. Gang's all here. No news is good news. Oh wait, I heard you saying something. I saw the input, but I didn't hear anything. Nope. All right, cool. So yeah, like I said, if you have any issues, questions, please just interrupt, speak up. I'm just going to assume silence is compliance in this case. Um, so yeah, we have "Hello World" writing to our terminal. Well, you'll notice you're kind of stuck in the terminal. It's not doing anything. It's sitting there flashing at you. So we need to tell it to stop doing that. You just want to hit Control, and while holding down Control, hit C, and that sends the interrupt command to the program. So yeah, that'll put you back in your regular terminal. Uh, you don't need to do anything else just yet. But whenever you want to see your code or you want to run your code, you go to the terminal, type in npm run dev, and it'll run whatever is in this main.ts file here for you. So I could change it to, and it's watching. So we don't have to reload the file every time. We could say gm will announce. Cool. And then boom, GM will announce. So yeah, you can make that say whatever you want, and now you're a certified hacker. So there you go.
Nice.